Hi, it's Melissa with My Membership Minute on Monday, February 15th, 2015. Here's what's happening in our community this week. Last week, I asked you how we could help to motivate, inspire, and help you stay committed to your yoga practice. We wanted to know how we can connect you into your community of support of like-minded yogis from around the world. We wanted to know how we could help you stick with your yoga practice and help you progress and deepen your practice. We wanted to know how we could help you to be accountable to your friends in this community. I'm so grateful for the outpouring of response that we've had from so many of you. What stood out to me about your response is that we're all overwhelmed, buried, and swamped by the urgent priorities of our life. Rika from Denmark says, I haven't used my membership so much yet. Most of all, because I've been busy with my family and work. But maybe it's just a simple excuse. There's so much to do on the membership site. Carrie says, my hardest difficulty in using the wonderful opportunities on the membership forum is simply that I'm so scattered in my pursuits. I teach yoga, I read, I help my dad with his many rentals and paperwork and handle all the paperwork and household stuff for me and my husband. Luckily, we've downsized our home, but I'm still working towards a more balanced and organized, decluttered life. Add to that sense of overwhelm the huge amount of choice that we have on the membership site, and you have even more overwhelm. Jane says, I think I need to stop wanting to do everything. I'm the same with books. I want to read everything and learn as much as I can. Bene says, as many as when I started to surf on the site, I was like a child behind a candy shop, wanting to go everywhere and do everything. So much content here. So all the content might be scary at the beginning. Jonathan says, my biggest challenge after joining has been trying to decide out of the many videos and to try what to focus on. And also feeling that this forum, where to go and where to post my questions and comments. And I haven't really just worked out where to say hi, how's it going, and where to keep in touch, where to post my questions. So psychologist Barry Schwartz has pointed out that the paradox of choice is that choice creates paralysis rather than liberation. Because there are over 200 yoga videos to choose from on the membership site, making a decision becomes overwhelming. And that adds to the stress and anxiety that already exists in your life. So, what to do? Last week, I also shared with you that I would speak about my own personal practice and what is inspiring and motivating me in my practice. I want you to know that I'm not immune. I experience overwhelm too, every day, several times a day. So what do I do? Last week, I also spoke about how I turn to the spiritual text for inspiration and motivation. Many of you know that stories inspire and motivate me. So let's look at one of my favorites, the Bhagavad Gita. At the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is about to go into battle against his friends and family to defend his older brother to claim the ancient throne of Kurus. So who's Arjuna? There's a video on the membership site too that I'll link to. Arjuna is distraught. He's overwhelmed, confused, and he doesn't know what to do. Does that sound familiar? Arjuna's stressed, anxious, and his mind is whirling. Can you relate? Is this rajasic state of mind, this incessant stream of thought where your mind is racing, worrying, desiring, resenting, scheming, competing, and getting frustrated? We can all relate to that. So what did Arjuna do? He asked Krishna for help. So who's Krishna? Well, I'll link to a class in the membership site on that too, so you can find out more about that. Krishna is Arjuna's higher self. He's our higher self. Krishna is the spark of divinity that lies at the core of every human personality. Krishna says to Arjuna, I am the self in the heart of every creature. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is Arjuna's best friend. This guidance is available for us too. Our higher self wants the best for us, the way a best friend, just like Krishna is to Arjuna, would want for us. So in this story, Arjuna surrendered. He let go. He handed over all his overwhelm, all of his frustration, all of his worries, all his confusion, all of his anxiety, stress, all of this, all of the I don't know what the heck to do, to his higher self, to his best friend, to the one person who wanted the best for him, to his higher self. The Bhagavad Gita says, casting away his bow and his arrow, he sat down in his chariot in the middle of the battlefield. He literally stopped fighting and he surrendered it all over. So I've been doing this too in my own life. Whenever I feel overwhelmed, stressed, and anxious, and I don't know what to do, I hand it over to my higher self. And I don't just do this once a week, once a day, once an hour, once every half an hour. This is a moment by moment practice for me. So one time this week, I didn't know where to start. I had so many commitments I felt obligated to fulfill. So I turned it over to my higher self. Now, the more you do this, the more the friendship gets strengthened, like Arjuna's and Krishna's. So the guidance that I received was sit for an additional 15 minutes of meditation every day and receive guidance on your work. So what happened when Arjuna asked Krishna for help? Well, one of the paths of yoga that Krishna recommends for Arjuna is meditation. Chapter 6 in the Bhagavad Gita is the path of meditation. Meditation, Krishna says, is the most direct means of becoming integrated with one's deepest, truest self. Arjuna is just like you and me. So upon hearing about meditation as the path to stillness and peace, he objects, saying, well, my mind is so restless and unsteady that I can't even imagine this kind of peace. And Krishna says, well, yes, the mind can be difficult to train, but it can be done through regular practice. So Krishna promises that when you make your mind one-pointed in meditation, your heart will be purified. And the practice of meditation frees one from all that affliction that we were talking about. So this week, I encourage you to do one thing, and that is to meditate. Set your timer for just 12 minutes a day. We have a whole series that shows you how to start, and I'll link to it in the show notes. It's an introduction to meditation series. We'll start by showing you how to sit. The Bhagavad Gita encourages you to make your mind one-pointed through the practice of meditation. And the one point of focus is your breath. And we have a meditation to show you how to focus on your breath, how to be with your breath. So this week, join in the discussion and let us know how your meditation practice is going in our meditation group. Let us know what it's like to hand over your overwhelm, anxiety, and frustration to your higher self. Tell us about your practice of bringing your mind into the one point of focus, to focus on your breath in your meditation, and what that's bringing to your life this week. So I'll link to all these things in the show notes, and I look forward to your comments and to us coming together as a community and holding each other accountable. Namaste.